See you sucker soon on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day.
Welcome to Scheenctady today in and around the capital region. I guess our monitor is off. I'm just kind of floating here for a minute. But anyways, we've got a really great lineup today. We're going to be speaking with the representatives from the Mendelssohn Club of Albany. We'll also be talking to the group from the Thursday Musical Club. They've got a big concert coming up as well. And then the Scheenctady Schools Educational Foundation will be on to talk about their gala coming up in January, and we'll be talking about cerebral sports. We're going to find out how you can maybe control a number of things in your life. And then we'll be talking with my side. They have an event coming up on, I believe, New Year's Eve. It's called New Year's Eve. We'll be talking about that along with their Lego event coming up as well. So we've got a great lineup today, and today our breaks will be by Rennell Reed, and he's did a little bit of a photographer, and so he did some work, and we thought we'd show some of his stuff. So we're going to be talking right to start off with Jeff Friedenberg. He's sitting right next to me. He's a conductor, and then we have next to him we have Carla Fisk, and she is the artistic
guest artist. Yes.
Guest artist, right, at the Mendelssohn Club, and next to her is Michael Donegan. He's the president of the Mendelssohn Club of Albany. And how exciting this is. You got your annual Christmas concert coming up. You come on every year, don't you?
We do.
I know, I love it.
Yes, at the Egg, it's a
This
nice
is a
venue.
new place.
No, this is the old place. We've been there several years.
Okay,
Yes.
well you were in...
We're in Chancellor's Hall for the
Chancellor's Hall.
spring.
Oh, the spring, okay, that's where I got mixed up.
But we're at the Egg, beautiful theater, great venue. We've always been there, and it's just really, really nice to continue that tradition.
Yeah, that's great. So tell me a little bit about what this is going to encompass and how you brought Carla into this event.
Well, we're actually going back to a very traditional old Mendelssohn sort of format. In the years past, probably in the 70s and the 80s, we used to have a single guest artist come for the 2 slots for the guest artist. And this year is the first time we've done that in a long time. We've had a lot of school groups come in recently, but we thought we'd go back and try, that old familiar traditional way, and this is a wonderful soprano from the area who is very, very talented, and she has decided that she's going to join us for that evening.
And did you choose the music or did you make him do it?
Well, actually, it was a collaboration with Michael Clement. I work with
Michael
him
is
regularly.
wonderful, yeah.
Yes, he is, and he helped me decide the first set, composed by Norman Dello Gioio, and the second set are secular pieces that we're all very familiar. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, the Christmas song, and the Christmas waltz.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. And those are traditional.
A lot of fun
Everybody
to sing.
knows those
Yes,
songs.
yes.
They'll probably be humming in the background.
Yes, I'm
Definitely,
sure.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael, you're president.
Yes, this is my second year.
How do you keep this group going?
Whips and chains. No, just kidding. Yeah. No, we have a bunch of very dedicated fellas.
How many are in your group?
I think we're singing with almost 60.
Yeah, we are.
This
60,
semester.
yes.
We've had a couple. We've got 66, I think, in the club, but a couple of fellows have had some health issues and so forth. So I believe we're singing with 60.
Well, because they like being in the group and they just keep staying and staying and staying, right?
Yeah, and we try to keep them busy. We did the Colony Senior Center tree lighting last week. We did a gig for the Veterans Miracle Network back in November. So we just like try to keep busy the guys. You know, it's one of the beauties of this being a club is we have a bit of a social atmosphere to things as well as just the singing part. And I don't mean to say just the singing, but it all goes together.
Yeah.
It makes it really special.
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie, exactly.
Yes.
Brothers sing on as well.
And you even let a
we say.
lady in once in a while.
Absolutely.
I mean-
we're happy to welcome ladies.
Good. So this is going to be at the Egg.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I guess I was thinking that it was Chancellor's Hall usually, but it isn't. You flip them.
We
right?
flip them, yes,
Yeah.
for this season. And so this is this coming Friday, the 13th. and we're not worried about that date being Friday the 13th. We're not worried about that at
It's
all.
a lucky number.
Nobody is superstitious here.
And we have a wonderful blend of traditional holiday things, and we have some really sort of new things with themes of peace and winter, which we're trying to incorporate the holidays because it would be nice in all the hustle and bustle that we do think about a little peace. And winter at the beginning is kind of nice. And so we have a lovely...
You mean that first snowfall?
the first snowfall, yes.
Let's not get carried away here, unless you're a skier.
So we have a wonderful new piece called Glow by Eric Whitaker, who's a very young composer, American, who is sort of hot with a lot of choirs right now. And this was, he wrote this for Disney. And we're going to do that, which sort of the beautiful, picturesque scenes of winter, which will be very, very nice. We're not worried about the blast and the,
Yeah, I
all
know.
that. So it's going to be a little peaceful. Then we have a great shaker tune coming out on peace. So I think it's going to be a nice blend of traditional and a little bit different things, which the audience has not heard
And this is
before.
going to be on a Friday night.
It's going to be on Friday night, 7:30
Okay.
at the Egg.
How do they get tickets?
You can, at the box office, they're still available. And also if you call the person on our web, Mendelssohn.org, you can get tickets in advance from her too.
Yeah, our monitor isn't up, so but I'm assuming that they're putting up your website and everything as
Yeah.
we go through here. Thanks, Jan, for doing that. Now, Carla, where else do you perform? I mean, because I know that I hear your name, and I just
Yes.
wonder how what you're doing.
I do a lot of recitals, a lot of concerts. I've sung with Burnt Hills. I've sung with Octavos in the past. I've sung with Albany Pro Musica. My next concert after this will be at Tuesdays at noon at Troy Savings Bank Music
yeah,
Hall.
they do there. Yeah, there's Tuesdays at noon are a very nice concert
Yes,
series that they have.
yes. And just around town, I'm always creating concerts with Michael Clement, my
Yeah,
pianist.
Michael is
So-
wonderful. By the way, are you having any instrumental besides Michael? I mean,
Not this time.
Not this time.
My wife will be on percussion, like always at
Okay.
Christmas time. She'll be over there assisting with a few instruments on and off. But we did not bring anything in because we have a star, which
Absolutely.
we don't need too much more than
no,
her for
but
the
sometimes
concert.
I know you do.
We do have a member pinch hitting on the cello for
Oh, that's right. I
nice.
forgot.
Couple of
Oh,
pieces.
yes, that's right. Tom Norman is going to be on the cello. Yes.
Good. Now, Michael, if some gentleman
Yes.
out there is watching and he says, I used to sing quite a bit, maybe I'd like to try out. Can
Come
they
on.
try out?
Come
how
on
does
down.
that process go?
Actually, we encourage you just to show up for the first rehearsal of any given, we refer to them as semesters, because we still live in college in our minds, I
Yeah,
think.
well, that's the way it goes.
Normally, it would be
Once an academic, always an academic.
Exactly. Normally, it would be the first Monday after the holiday, but because we are singing First Night in Bethlehem this year again.
I saw that on your website.
We're going to push back to the 15th of January will be our first rehearsal. We encourage people to just come on down. You don't have to have great music reading skills, as long as you can, carry a tune and you enjoy male choral singing. Come down, sing a few songs with us. We do make you audition, but it's not anything tremendously difficult, and that comes a few weeks after you've gotten to know us.
You can't be
and some of the
tone
music.
deaf.
No, it would help if you're not, but
Okay,
it would
good.
help.
Well, we want to encourage you to go to get your tickets. It's at the Egg, and which one? Because there's two
The big
theaters.
The big
Big
theater.
theater.
The bigger. Sawyer,
Yes.
is that Sawyer?
The Kitty Carlisle Heart.
Hart. It's the Hart Theater.
The Hart
yeah,
Theater.
I know there's two of them.
And I would just encourage people at this short notice to go to the box office.
Go to the box
Because I'm
office.
not sure our ticket
Oh,
person will be able to get you tickets
via
in time.
the
at
web.
this
Okay,
point.
good. And the tickets are only $22, and for a whole night of wonderful music. And not only that, it's early enough that you can really get into the season and feel Christmassy. And
If you want to be Christmas inspired, you're going to hear this lady sing
I
"Oh
know.
Holy Night."
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to do. Oh.
I mean,
It doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't get any better than that. You're watching Schenectady Capital Region Today. I'm Ann Pearl, your host, and we're very happy to have Jeff Friedenberg. He's the conductor. Carla Fisk is the guest artist, and we have Michael Donegan, and he's the president. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you.
We're going to
Thank
take
you
a
for
quick
having us.
break, and when we come back, we're going to look at some winter scene. We'll be talking about another musical group called the Thursday Musical Club. Stay tuned. no clue. You're going to have to tell me when I'm on. I have no. We're ready. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm back on again. No monitor is an awful thing to have on a TV show. I don't know whether you're on or off. But right now I have Julie Pankey and I also have Kathy Papino and Papino. Yes. And you are the president, and you are
Director.
the conductor.
Yep.
Director.
Conductor, director.
Okay, that's it. And we have the Thursday musical group, or club. And you're going to be performing, and if I recall correctly, you're going to be songs for Holy Night. We just talked about Holy Night, didn't we? Yeah.
There's a theme there that we'll
There's a
tell
theme
you
carrying
about.
on. But you're going to be at the Eastern Parkway United Methodist Church. And that's going to be on Saturday. So really, they could go to Mendelssohn on Friday and then come see you on Saturday.
They could. They could hear the men's chorus followed by the all women's chorus.
So tell me a little bit about the Thursday Musical Club.
Well, it's 107 years old as
Amazing,
as
isn't
an
it?
organization, yes, and we have over 30 women singing currently, and we do 2 concerts a year, in December and in the spring. So we're about to have the concert on the 14th at 3 p.m.
Oh, okay.
at
good.
Eastern Parkway Methodist.
Yeah, that's really a great time, actually, because, you know, a lot of people don't like to drive at night, and this is just a perfect way
Exactly.
to
Yes,
do
this
that.
is one of the
So
reasons.
it's called a Holy Night, or not a Holy? It's
Songs for a Holy
Songs
Night.
for a Holy Night.
Night.
Are they all church songs or secular? Tell me, or a mix of them?
There's a mix of them. African American rhythms in several of them. We're also doing a piece, Si Vivant, from the Hebrew, which,
Oh, so you're doing a whole
Yes.
array.
yes.
That's wonderful, yeah.
It's a mixture, and it's interesting because the theme for the Holy Night did come from 2 of our pieces. We are doing a gospel version of O Holy Night, which Kathy mentioned. We have African drumming with that.
Oh, that's
And then we're
wonderful.
doing a Celtic piece, which another hot composer, Brendan Graham, who has composed for Celtic Women, the
Oh, yeah,
group
yeah,
that's
yeah,
appeared
yeah,
here
yes,
at
yeah.
Proctor's. And so he has woven the traditional French melody of O Holy Night into his Celtic piece.
This is going to be neat
So
then,
it's-
to hear that the different styles, too.
Yeah. We also have a flutist on that, and a percussionist, and for one of our opening pieces, we're doing a piece that was attributed to King Henry VIII. So it's very festive. It's called English Noel.
Okay.
And we have recorder and hand drum on that to give it some authenticity.
You really have, this is really a show. It sounds like it anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how do you, as I asked the Mendelssohn Club as well, how do you get your vocalists to join you?
Well, we advertise.
Okay.
We have Captus auditions that we advertise on that, and on Facebook and in the newspapers, telling people when the rehearsals begin. And
Do they have to audition first?
no, they do not.
Okay.
Women are invited to join,
Okay.
and then we go from there.
Okay. So you have 30, you could have up to 50 if you
Well,
want.
we have 33, 34 right now.
Yeah. And so how often do you meet to rehearsal? In case somebody does want to
Once
join.
a week, but it's on Wednesdays, not
Okay.
Thursdays.
Okay.
And it's at the
Okay,
first
wait a second. Thursday Musical
Musical
Club
Club
meets
on
on
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. Okay, good.
at the First Reformed Church in
Okay.
Schenectady.
Okay,
That's on Union and Church Street.
right. Now, how many concerts do you do a year?
2.
You do 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
and this is your Christmas or your holiday
This is our
one.
holiday one.
And when do you do your other one?
The other one, I think, is in April. Yes, I believe
A
it is.
spring concert,
Yes.
like.
The last time we were here as your guests was our spring concert
Right.
when we celebrated the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage passage in
I
New York
remember
State.
that. Yes.
So
yes.
that was, we tried to have a nice theme
A
going.
theme going,
yeah. Right.
Yeah, I remember that when you did that. But we do want people to think about, Joey, this is I have 14, oh no, that's the wrong page, I'm sorry. So you've been around how many years?
107.
I know you both haven't been there.
We haven't
107
all
years.
the time.
That's a long time for any organization to
is.
continue.
It is.
Well, it's really evolved. We now have some working mothers. We have one mother who actually brings her children along to the rehearsal.
They're going to join you in a few years if they're girls.
Yeah, hopefully. So, and some moms that homeschool have brought their kids, their young adults
Yeah.
to join us. So we're very, very mixed in our makeup of the group.
Okay, so just to reiterate so that everybody knows, they can join. First of all, you can join as a vocalist or a singer. Just join them, and they're going to be happy to have you because they love more is always better sometimes, you know, if you get enough a range of voices. And Julie is the director here, and Kathy is the president. How long have you been president?
This is my first year.
First year. Okay, you never know once you're in.
That's right. What it's going to
Sometimes
be
you
like.
can never get out.
That's right.
But anyway, and it's called Songs for a Holy Night. But what I really like about what they said is it's not just, you know, jingle bells and things like that. You're going to be doing a cover a whole array with Hebrew and the early English and also the African and the gospel. I mean, you've got
Right.
a lot going on. That's really great. I wish we had a video here. We could kind of look at some of this. The general admission is $15. Seniors and students are only $12, and you can go to their website. I'm not sure if they brought it up, so I'm repeating this. It's at TMC for Thursday Musical Club Singers.org. So please join them, visit them, and if you want to go to Mendelssohn on Friday in the evening, you come see them at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the Eastern Parkway United Methodist
And we
Church.
have collaborated. The two groups have
Oh, yeah?
collaborated in the
Okay.
past, which
Oh,
is kind of
good.
neat too.
Well, good. I hope you do that again, and that would be fun to see the men and the women.
Mm-hmm.
Could do a kind of standoff there or whatever
Yeah,
they call it.
standoff. That's right.
Thank you both for being here. It's a pleasure
Thank
to see
you.
you.
Thank
And I
you.
think you're coming on next week, or someone's
Yeah,
coming on next
next
week
week.
too. We're going to be talking about a different group. So it's always great to have music on the show. And please stay tuned. We've got a great show, great lineup coming up. And we're going to be talking about the 14th Annual Education Celebration. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are again. I'm Ann Perley, your host for Schenectady Capital Region today, and you're listening to us on WOOC FM, and you'll be hearing from two guests. They are from Schenectady Consolidated School District, and they will be the Educational Foundation, and we're going to be talking about a gala that's coming up in January and what they are doing to help the school district as well, you know, throughout with their fundraising. With me on the show, I have Elaine Pickett. She is the chair of the gala, and I have Gordon Zuckerman, and he is the president. And you're listening right now to WOOC FM, and we are talking with our guests. Hey, Gordon, tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, first, it's the Schenectady City School District Educational Foundation.
You got a long title there.
Yeah, and we used initials, SC,
Yeah.
SD Foundation. But we started just 21 years ago. We got our 501c3 in 1998.
You're a nonprofit organization.
Nonprofit, specifically and only for the students, teachers, faculty in the Schenectady City School District.
Okay.
And we've raised money every year. Last year we were able to give out over $42,000 in grants to the teachers and students to have projects that even if the school district got all the money they're supposed to from the state,
Yeah, well,
we won't
forget
go into
that.
that
Yeah, we
one,
won't
right?
go into
We
that.
won't go into that. Some of the things that we fund, they would not be able to because they're precluded from doing that.
So you are a beacon. I mean, people listening to this right now in the Hudson Mohawk magazine, you're a beacon to other school districts to do this, exactly what you're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was set up, actually, I helped set it up with Dr. Colucciello, Ray Colucciello, when he was
Yeah, I
interim.
remember, yeah.
And he's still around, he's interim someplace.
Yeah.
And he's actually on our
He's on
board.
board,
He's
right.
on our board now. And what we end up doing is at the gala, which will be on January the 16th, here at the GE Theater at Proctor's.
Because we are filming this at Proctor's Theater on Open Stage Media.
And we honor a number of different groups with the Crystal Apple Award, and Elaine is chair of it.
Yeah,
but she
Elaine,
can talk about it.
you were chair last year too,
Yes.
weren't you?
Yes.
I mean, you get a one person in there, and man, you can't. You know, they keep getting you back in
That's
again when
right.
you do a good job, right?
Thank you, my pleasure.
Yeah, so tell me what this gala includes. And I know that one of the exciting parts of the gala is that you have the culinary arts students prepare the food.
Yes.
You doing that again this year after
Oh,
I said that?
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. No, they do, and you were there last year.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, yeah. Laura Macy is amazing, isn't she? And I think she's getting some awards too.
She is getting the Crystal Apple Award this
Yeah.
year. And we have such wonderful students in our district, and you know, to have people come and just see, you know, what they do, taste their fare. They really put on a wonderful, wonderful culinary
They do, and the
array.
little treats that they make, these little
Oh.
fancy desserts and things.
Yes,
I
yes,
think the kids
yes.
must have a ball making them together. One
Yes.
of the things that I felt when I was there last year, how touched I was by some of the teachers that got up and spoke to receiving their awards and how much it meant to them what you do. So give us an idea, give our viewers and our listeners an idea of what you do to help them.
Well, I know you have, shortly after us, my scion.
Yeah.
We actually funded STEM for Girls. We received some grant money, actually through GE, and we were able to send a large number of girls to my sci to work in the STEM program that they have.
Which
the,
is
the
science,
space program.
technology,
Engineering and math.
yeah.
And a lot of, we actually added as STEAM also. We add the art in there now also.
Well, they're using STEAM now because
Right.
arts are so
That-
important as well.
It makes it well-rounded
Creative.
out. We're
Creativity.
getting high fives from some of the singers in the back there, you know, on that. We try to help them as much as we can. And I've been in as a volunteer doing fundraising for actually over 50 years. And I have to explain, people, if I had a glass of water here and it was to the halfway point, people would say, is it half full or half
Half
empty?
empty, yeah.
If you're an optimist, it's half full. If you're a pessimist, they say it's half empty. I strongly disagree with that. What I say is when you're in the fundraising business, and that's what we're in, the glass, when we're raising funds, are half full. When we're donating it out, giving it out for programs, it becomes half empty. So our
Oh,
job,
that's an interesting way to look at
Yeah,
it.
and
yeah.
our job
So
is-
half empty is good
half empty is
because
good.
you're helping.
Right. Half full, we want the largest container we can keep growing in order to be able to do the job that we see. Just as a negative, well, it's not necessarily a negative statistic, 29% of the children coming into the Schenectady City School District for kindergarten do not know their numbers or their letters. 29%.
Well, you know, and we talked to, because Reading is Fun is another group.
It's under our umbrella.
Under our
Umbrella.
umbrella, yes.
Reading is Fun. I mean, when I've talked to Al Majid about this, it's amazing the numbers he comes up with. And I can't, first of all, I think, well, maybe because they speak two languages. That might be
Yes.
part of the issue, but not always.
No.
No, I think, I'm not sure what it is. I knew in Utica there were 31 different foreign languages spoken.
I heard there were about 50 in the high
It
school.
could very well be. It
Yeah.
could very well be with the
I mean,
number
with dialects and things.
with the immigrants that come in. So it's our job to help the teachers. We also sent a group of 8th graders from 2 out of the 3 middle schools. There were 100 in each group, to Hudson Valley Community College. And when they came back, it was through the library group, when they came back, the comments that these boys and girls were making was, never being on a campus, I didn't know I could go to college. I didn't know I could do these things. So already they're shooting for higher goals. And we
And maybe
tried.
no one in their family had ever done that, so they didn't find it as an expectation.
They may be first generation. They may be not even first generation. They could be immigrants also. And without the support, because many of their families don't know the advantage working with the students to get them to go to college. And we try to do that and getting the word out. And if people are able to come, again, Laura, who is in charge of the culinary art program up at Steinmetz Academy, it's amazing. And when we switched over to be down here, and she started, her students did the hors d'oeuvres and the food and the desserts and everything, people were asking us, who catered it? They thought it was some great restaurant. It's a great restaurant.
They really did. They
It's up
really
in
did.
Steinmetz in the
That's
middle
right.
of,
Well, I had
Mount
Laura
Pleasant.
on the show with some of her students.
Yes.
And it was interesting because they were fixing something, and one of the kids, I mean, he was obviously maybe second generation, I'm not sure, but he fixed something. I says, oh, this is delicious. And he says, yes, it's my grandmother's recipe.
yeah.
And he said, and Laura said, I encourage them to bring in new foods and I thought, how amazing is that she's so open. Maybe that's why everybody loves her.
Yes, and she is getting the Teacher of the Year award.
Yeah.
That is, we don't determine that, the school district actually
Yeah,
determines
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And it's well deserved because she is just an amazing woman.
Yeah.
And she does great work with those boys and girls.
Yeah, and they really want to go on and be,
Oh,
you know, be.
They absolutely do, and I
when-
think that is what comes out of, you know, the culinary arts program. This year, the JROTC is getting
The
an
junior
award.
Right.
ROTC,
Yes.
yeah.
The Air Force.
And you know, that's what comes out of this. You know, the pride, the you know, the accolades that they get, and you know, this encourages them to further on in their future. One of the things also is that, you know, we're going to have the Benison Award for the JROTC, and Shane Burgee from the Boys and Girls Club, he is also getting an award this year. So these are, you know, the things that happen at the gala.
There's recognition.
Absolutely.
And you know, what I find is that in listening to a lot of this, the people that receive these awards don't do what they do to get an award.
Correct.
They're doing it out of the love for the students, love for putting their own money into something that they believe in.
Yes.
This is amazing. And what you try and do, from my understanding, is you really try to augment what they've already maybe put some money into, or believe deeply in whatever this program is that they want to bring to the students.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
And how do they bring that to you, though? I mean, how do you know about this?
Oh, well, they do. We do have a grant application, and of course, it is within the school district. So what they do is they apply, and it's very, very diversified. When you think of some of the things that these teachers, as you just said, Ann, come up with, excuse me, that would want to help in their classroom and their field trips and what have you. You know, and then we have a committee who goes over them, and I would say that probably 99% get funded.
It must be tough, because the more money you get by going to this gala, raising money there, that money then goes to teachers, to whatever programs they're reading is fun, all of those programs. But the more you get, the more you can fund.
The
Absolutely.
bigger the container.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
The bigger the container.
Absolutely.
The ones that are receiving the awards, they don't apply for the grants.
No.
Our board looks at it, we get input from teachers, who's helping you in the school district.
Right.
We did give to the Reading is Fun one year also because of the works that they do.
Yeah, he does a good job, yeah.
Sponsor Scholar is getting an award because of what they do helping the students
We've had
when
them
they
on
get
the
to
show, too.
college.
Yeah, that's really good.
ROTC, the Air Force Junior ROTC program, works with the students while they're in the high school. So they're both getting the Benenson, the Dr. Ray and June Benenson Award. Shane is from the Boys and Girls Club. It's what the Boys and Girls Club and what he does
To help.
the students there.
Our
And
students.
Laura, naturally, because she's Teacher of the Year.
Right. We've been speaking with Gordon Zuckerman. He is the president of the Schenectady
City
School
School
District
Educational
Foundation.
Foundation,
Did I get that
Inc.
all? Yeah,
Inc.
Inc. Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's a long one.
I
Which-
guess they do city. A lot of them was consolidated, so that's
Yeah,
why I
we're
kind
city.
of got the
Right.
consolidated in
Yes,
there. I'm
yeah.
sorry about
No, that's all right.
misleading anyone.
But can I say just a quick note?
And we're
that-
speaking with Elaine Pickett
Yes,
right now.
I just want to say that you know there's lots to do. In other words, when you come, it's just not the eating, and you know you're going to see an array of things. We also have a little auction there, and we're going to be auctioning off a Pat Riley basketball,
Oh,
signed
nice.
basketball.
You always have
this
a
year.
nice auction
Yeah,
item.
and so you know, come and put a
Will there
ticket
be
in.
any entertainment?
Oh,
You're going to
yes.
sing?
Oh.
No.
You
We're
don't
going to
want
invite
that
the
to
two
happen.
musical
The
groups.
two musical groups to come and sing, yes.
There will be. I don't know who's going to sing, but there will be our students.
Some entertainment, yeah.
Yes, and we are going to have a jazz ensemble
Yeah,
there.
your jazz ensemble, Schenectady School's jazz ensemble is amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I
yes.
heard them. They're
Yes.
just, well, they change every year, but
Right.
Of
doesn't
course.
make any difference. They're always good. So,
Teacher, sure.
so we want to encourage you, if you're listening to this, you've got plenty of time to get tickets.
And you
If
can buy
perhaps-
tickets at the door.
at
when
the
you come in.
door. And what I was going to say is if you're listening to this on the Hudson Mohawk Magazine, which of course covers an entirely different area, you might want to come and get a ticket just to come and see what they do so that maybe your school district might like to start a program. And I'm sure that Gordon Zuckerman or anyone there that is involved with the organization would be glad to talk to you about it. Would that be
Absolutely,
a good
yes.
thing to say? Okay, good. And one more time. The event is at the Proctor's GE Theater. It's on Thursday, January 16th, runs from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $40 per person and $25 for teachers. So they do have a website you can go to. It's SCSD for Schenectady City Schools District. Educationalfoundation.org. Woo! I don't know if I'm ever going to get this right, but I will by next year.
We have
I
trouble.
promise you. Yes.
We always kept trying to figure out a different name. We
Yeah,
can't
I
come
know.
up
That's
with
okay. You got it. You got it right.
Right.
I want to thank you both for being here, and thank you
Thank
for
you.
listening to WOCFM and to Open Stage Media for filming this at Proctor. Stay tuned. And here we are back again, and well, I got this little bump on my TV, on my computer that says LinkedIn, and I saw Herman Johnson, and I said, I wonder, let me find out about that Herman Johnson. And he is a cerebral coach. Now, wouldn't that make you wonder, what does a cerebral coach do? So I kind of looked at his website and invited him on the show.
Thank
and
you.
here you are.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and tell me what is-
Congratulations
yeah.
for 22 years.
22 years, yeah, just keep plugging away.
That's stamina.
So tell me, Herman,
Yes.
what do you do as a cerebral
What
coach?
do
I know
you
you're a
do?
sports, you're involved with sports
I am.
amazingly. You're a track star and
Yes, back in the day. Yeah.
Back in the day. Well, listen, you could probably still do it today. You know? Tell
I
me
do.
a little bit
I
about
do
it.
coach track and
You
field
do
at Glens
coach.
Falls High School. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So I'm
Whoops.
still here.
Whoops. Wait, dropped his mic. Wait, I'll keep talking while I get him mic'd up here to do that. Whoops. Oh, this is going to be tricky, but we got you mic'd, I think. Okay, good.
I won't move as
You know,
much.
let me put your arm over here, and then that way, if you move, it won't come off.
I do
Okay.
coach track and field at Glens Falls High School.
At the Glens Falls High School.
But
Okay.
anyway, I work with the mind. You know, the
Okay.
mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Absolutely. So we control a lot with our minds. I mean, you know, we sometimes think, you know, oh, really, I do this because no, but you have to have a focus.
Yes.
And you have to, what is it, mind over matter?
It's mind over matter. It can be. Some people want to call it willpower, but willpower is only temporary. And not only do I just change the mind, I change the mood. Because on my way here this morning, up the elevator, 3 people got in before I did. And I said, hi. And
Yeah.
they said, you just changed our mood. Thank you very much.
Isn't that
and
the
so they're
truth, though?
happier.
Isn't that the truth,
Yeah.
though?
So,
Just being friendly.
Yeah. I have a story for you.
Okay, good.
We want to talk about pain in the mind.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. I have a client who came to me and said, I'm going to get oral surgery. I'm going to get those little screws
Oh,
in my
yeah,
jaw.
yeah. Dental implants.
Dental implants.
Yeah, I've had that. I
She
know.
said,
Yeah.
can you do dental implant anesthesia for me? I said, absolutely.
So you're talking about like hypnosis?
Hypnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it was not just hypnosis, because I do hypnosis, guided image visualization. I do EFT, which is emotional freedom technique.
Okay.
I do a sundry other techniques that I've learned over the last 45 years. I've been doing this for a little bit. So I said, okay, let's do this. So we did 2 sessions the day before. The next day we came down, was in Malta. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. They didn't have coffee ready, so I had to go get mine. And
Oh.
the client
Think
walked,
they'd at least have coffee for you here.
the client walked into the operating room, and I went to get my coffee. I came back, and she was in there already. I walked in, and I said,
And they
"Hey,
allowed
how's it
you
going?"
in there?
They allowed me in. That was the plan anyway. And the doctor goes, you know, he was kind of skeptical about it and said, hey, how long is this hypnosis thing going to last anyway? I said, well, what do you want, 5 minutes? You want 30? You want 45? You tell me, you can do whatever
So you
want.
can judge that when you do. I mean, I know hypnosis works for
Yes.
many people. Some people are not prone to
Right.
hypnosis.
Well, they are. It's just that they have
More
to want
difficult.
to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. It's in the
Okay,
want. It's
okay.
The motivation
If
has
you
to be
give
there.
into it.
If you give into it.
Yeah, you
If
can.
you allow me to do my work, I will make sure that you get what you want, and that can be anything: anxieties, fears, phobias. You name the issue.
And they do
It
that
can
for
be.
like quitting to smoking, or to
Smoking,
losing weight.
gaining weight. There are
Okay,
people that
there
want
are
to
people
gain
that
weight.
do, yeah.
Absolutely. So this, 5 minutes later, he came back and did the thumbs up, and I go, okay, I'll see you. I walked out to the lobby. I'm out texting friends and clients, etc. And I hear her talking.
Your
And
client, you mean?
She's talking. She's walking out of the operating room, talking to the lady at the front desk, and I'm going, why are you out so early? Well, it went smoothly, it went flawlessly. So I said, well, what did the doctor say? He goes, he's never seen such a thing.
Yeah.
I was so calm, so therefore he was calm. Because when
Well,
clients...
you know, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true, Herman.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So she was out an hour and a half earlier than what she was supposed to be.
Yeah. An hour and a half. Wow.
She was very functional. She didn't have all those shots. Those, you know, the only thing she had was a minute smidge of Novocaine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could
They still
talk,
use
she
no.
could-
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
he's got to make sure you're not going to be screaming like
Well,
a
yeah,
banshee.
she used that to, actually she said she had no pain because she was actually outside of herself, and that was part of the imagery. The imagery was, instead of having this pain in your mouth, you can take yourself outside of yourself, sit on a ledge somewhere, and watch yourself get operated on, and you can displace and disassociate
wow.
yourself
Yeah, yeah.
from the pain.
Is this sort of like I have a friend who he happens to be from India, and he does hypnosis, and
Yeah.
I've seen him do it, and it's amazing that
Sure.
people really do. You know, I always thought, well, you know, that really, are you really doing that? But no, I saw
Yeah.
it done, and the person had no clue as to what occurred while
Yeah.
they were under hypnosis.
Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't, depending on how deep you go. Because
Yeah.
there are levels of hypnosis, just like there are levels of brain waves. So right now we're talking at 14 to 21 cycles per second. My objective is to get you down to 0.1 0.05 cycles per second.
Wow.
So when I do that, you're more suggestible to whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right, so if you want,
Manchurian candidate? Oh no, did I
Manchurian
say
candidate?
that? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
So that's the objective of what I do. Is, I mean, I use things called body talk. Body talk is where you close your eyes and you do imagery. And the
Oh, yeah.
imagery is going inside of you. I say, take a light, make it shrink down. The smaller it gets, the brighter it gets. Take that light and then yourself and walk inside of your ear. People see all kinds of things because there are metaphors and things that represent what the issue is for them. So I'll ask them to say hello to that symbol or metaphor, and they'll say hello to it. They
Now,
can
do you
all of
also
that.
do, like I do TM? Now, do you also
Transcendental
Yeah,
meditation, yes.
transcendental meditation. I find that is, I mean, you can go into like, bam, you're in it.
Okay.
If you do it frequently,
Yes.
you know.
Yes, you can.
And when I mentioned that, it's like I was actually had to do surgery, and I started to do my TM while I'm laying on the operating
Sure.
table, you know, and the anesthesiologist shook me and he says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Why?" And, you know, then I was stunned because now I'm out of it. And he said, "Well, because your blood pressure is dropping, you know." And he said, "Usually it goes up."
Yeah.
And I said, "No, I was doing TM." And he says, "Oh," he said, "Well, keep doing it," you know,
Yeah.
and he let it go. So there is a mind over matter.
There is a mind over matter
Yeah.
if you allow it to.
Yeah. Now we talked originally about phobias,
Yes.
and can hypnosis or suggestion. I don't know what other techniques, because when I looked at what you do, it's like I mean I wrote it all down here, and I maybe just quickly I'll say. You have a BA in, let's see, where we go.
Psychology and
BA in
sociology.
psychology and sociology, professional psychotherapy diploma, professional sports psychology diploma, complete hypnotherapy and hypnosis certification, cognitive behavior therapy, stop me anytime, therapy and therapist and coaches course, certified sports hypnosis, certified Ericksonian, I'm not
Yes.
familiar with that, hypnotherapy, and hypnotherapy and past lives diploma. I need the past lives. I got to find out who
You can do that.
my past person was there.
You can do that. You can
Yeah.
find out how you died. Death is not in the past life technique. Death is not something tragic. It's not something that's a total depressive loss.
So we
it's a
talking about
transition.
energy.
We're talking
It's-
about soul energy. We're talking about that moving on to the next. And then right now I'm working on future life regression. So
Wait a
there's-
minute. Future.
Yes,
now I know
you get to
past life
project your-
regression where you find out you were an empress or something.
Yes.
I could only hope.
Or
But-
not,
or
or a
not.
peasant,
I
or
could
a
only hope.
farmer, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is future life progression?
Well, it's about your future. It's going to see, you're going to project yourself in the future and see what it's like.
Really?
I know, right? You want to do something right now? No, we probably
Sure.
don't have time.
No,
We don't
I
have
don't
time.
know. I don't know. I imagine. I don't know if I want to know what my future is. But anyway.
But yes, yes.
So your life must be very interesting and exciting.
I love it because I also have a radio show, and if
I
you
know,
make
I
me
saw-
late, you're coming
yeah.
up to be on it.
Yeah.
right?
I was reading. I mean, you sent me that. It said you have a class called Focus and Perform the
I do.
Extended Course, and that's at SUNY at the Adirondack Community
Yes, it
College.
is,
Yeah.
yes.
And then you're performing dental implant hypnosis, and there was something else you did,
Well,
a
you got
radio
that, huh?
show on 1450.
Yes.
And a podcast. I mean, you are a busy man.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not work if you're having fun.
I know,
right?
I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
like you,
absolute-
22
yeah.
years.
I know. I love doing this. It's just so much fun, and I get to meet people like you.
Oh.
Now, if somebody wanted to talk to you personally
Yes.
and maybe find out about their future life
Yes.
or their past life
Yes.
or maybe their daily life
Yes.
and how they can improve it, how do they get a hold of you?
They can get me at amentalist.com. That's my web. They can
Okay.
call me at 518-260-3588.
Okay.
Or they can call the radio station, 1450 WWSC or
Okay.
93.1.
Okay. So they can get a hold of you.
They can get a hold of me, just like
Okay.
you. I mean, it's
Okay.
kind of.
Yeah, I know. It was
think
interesting. I saw
yeah.
it got you through LinkedIn. I thought what you're doing, I mean, you fascinated me. You really did. When I read this, I'm going, I got to have this guy on the show because he is so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the idea of the sports, and I love the name cerebral sports because that's what hooked me right
Yes.
there. What is cerebral sports? What is
Right.
that?
That's where I originally started because I was coach. I've been a coach for this 45 years
And you
also.
got to have the right mindset when you're on doing whatever you're into, whether you're boxing or whether you're running or whatever it is.
All of it. You have to visualize it.
Yeah.
One of the stories I tell people is, if you're a skier, you remember Kayla Schiflin. She is the downhill racer that
with the
had
leg.
the youngest one to ever win the Olympics. And I refer to the camera going back and forth and following each athlete down. And there was a lady standing right in front of Michaela with a long white coat on, and guess what she was doing? Visualizing, hypnosis, guided imagery, so that she can visualize every aspect, every turn.
And winning.
And winning. So yes.
So if you're running in the Boston Marathon or one of those marathons,
You got to disassociate yourself from the
Yeah,
pain.
well, I mean, because the pain is always going to be something. You've got to work your way through those things,
Yes,
and,
you do.
and I understand that. So if someone is going to be doing something in the sports field, you could probably give them an idea of how to visualize.
I can, yes.
Yeah.
I have clients all over the world, so I can do my work over the phone. And some people said, do you do Skype? I go, well, you can see me if you want, but your eyes are going to be closed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I applaud what you do, because the idea of being able to help people without, giving them a drug or,
Yes.
knocking them on the head or anything,
That's the deal.
it's really, if we can handle things through natural means or holistic procedures, I think you're much better off than having to go through anything.
Yeah. I have a young lady, fear, phobia, afraid of heights. So I belong to this group called BNI, Business Networking International.
Oh, yeah,
It
I'm familiar with that.
Oh, good. So it happens every, the one I went to is 7 o'clock in the morning. And I had this client that I was working with, and it was about anxieties and those kinds of things. She wanted to be an interior designer, but she didn't have the strength to do it, emotionally to do it. There were always blocks in her way. And so we worked with that, and she became a great interior designer. She goes everywhere. But I asked her to be a member, or to come and join, or to observe the BNI. So she says, okay, sure. And then she called me back an hour later and said, hey, what floor is that on? I go, it's on the 9th floor.
Oh, I can't go. I can't do the elevator.
She goes, does it have windows? I go, oh, yeah. She goes, well, I can't go. I go, listen, you can be my experiment. I can take you up there. I will close all the curtains, and you can come inside. And we all get, in BNI, 2 people get 8 minutes to give a presentation.
right.
So my 8-minute presentation was her getting rid of her phobia. So I worked on it. I told her to turn around. I told people to open the curtain. And then she walked over, looked down, and...
Well, we did have someone come on the show once that says, if you're on the 3rd floor and I have to take an elevator, I can't do it. And I'm not even sure where the stairs are on this floor. I mean, there are stairs somewhere, but I don't know where, because everybody uses the elevator.
Yeah.
So I do know that that's a
Claustrophobia.
very fear, and if we can get people beyond those fears,
Yes.
and whether it's fear of water or fear of heights or whatever it is, that's the best thing. You don't want to have fear in your life, because there's enough
It's a
things that
block.
come at you unexpectedly. You don't need to put things already in place to
That's right.
Herman, it's so great to have you on the show, and
Thank
it's such
you.
a pleasure to meet you and learn a little bit about what you do. And,
Pleasure.
and thank you for making many lives much better.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about New Year's Eve. Oh, well, we'll find out what that is. Stay tuned.
On behalf of the Saratoga Springs Downtown Business Association and the City of Saratoga Springs, I want to wish everyone good cheer and a happy and healthy holiday. So, without much further ado, 10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
And here we are back again. This is exciting, isn't it, when you don't know what's going on? But anyways, it's fun. But thank you. It's the first time you're on the show.
It is. I'm
And you
excited.
are the school program, director of school programs at my side.
Yes.
I love my side, you know
I
that.
do too.
Yeah, I mean, just my favorite place to be. And of course, that wonderful new exhibition that's up there with the kitchen, the culinary, and isn't that wonderful? But you've got a couple of things. First of all, I noticed, I didn't get anything back for visuals for the show, but I did look and I see that you're having a Legos coming up on
Lego
the
Day
14th.
is this Saturday.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
So Lego Day, this is going to be our 3rd year doing Lego Day.
And you have a specialist come in, right?
Yes, his name is Ian, and he is a Lego master builder. So he actually is a professional guy who works with kids for team building through Legos. And he comes in and he builds really, really cool things with the kids. That he does all kinds of competitions, and he talks to them and he helps them build things that I don't think they ever knew that they could. So it's really cool. It's a big day for us. It's one of our biggest.
Legos, I mean, that was something. I mean, first of all, there was blocks, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but Legos came on, but you could do so much with Legos. And they even have a Lego City or Lego Town or something like that.
Yeah, we're going to have Lego car races. We're going to do Lego robotics where we program Lego robots.
Really?
Yeah, coding with Legos.
Wow.
All different kinds of stuff.
You got a great job.
Oh, it's so fun.
Oh, good. And then the other thing that when I heard from Brad, who sent me your information, you're having a New Year's Eve winter carnival.
Yes. Everyone
Is that
thinks
outside or inside or what?
It's going to be inside. So
Okay.
it's the first year we're trying this. In the past, historically, New Year's Eve was a very busy day for us. So we wanted to kind of make an event out of it. So we're doing New Year's Eve, and no, it's not a typo.
Like that. Well, you know, I searched it. I have to tell you this. I searched it. There are other places that do other museums that do this because I was looking for a visual. I never did find one, but I was looking for a visual, but they were all coming up from Michigan and a number of other states. So.
Yeah, so it's great for us because we work with so many different age ranges, so we can actually have our own little celebration at 12 o'clock noon with a full ball drop, balloons, all of it, and that way, you know.
No champagne.
No champagne. We're with the kids. But you can have your own champagne party at midnight, but we can have 2 celebrations or just one if you can't stay up.
Yeah.
But it's fun because we looked up actually who around the world would be celebrating at 12 o'clock noon our time.
Australia is the first, isn't it?
So it's actually around Singapore and Indonesia.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, so they're going to be celebrating, bringing in the new year at the same time that we are. At
See,
12
you don't
o'clock.
remember, but in 2000, when it was Y2K, everybody thought the world was going to end when we went from the 1900s to the 2000s.
Yeah.
So the big thing was the first place that did it, it was on TV to see if the world came to an end.
Yeah, good thing
And it didn't.
It didn't. Yeah.
But they thought the computers and the time
it's
and everything
crazy.
was going to go. I guess there were some glitches, but it wasn't anything major.
Nothing big happened.
So we don't have to worry about that this year.
No.
Even though we're going to 2020.
2020, it's exciting. Yeah, and we have a bunch of stuff going on too. So one of the new things we started opening up was our Challenger Learning Center.
I love that
It's
place.
so amazing, possibly the best part of my job. So we get to do simulated space missions where we can take students, kids, adults. Our new little motto is
Up to the satellite.
Up to the International Space
Station,
Yeah. So it's space missions where everyone gets to suit up, have different jobs, and become an astronaut for the day. So
You know, and I am impressed because when you get up to the space station, well, you don't really get up to it. But anyways, when you get to the space station, because you go through a hatch and everything and you take your trip up there, I'm amazed at the way that it looks so authentic.
Yeah. It's as close as we could get to the real thing.
I mean,
it's
you
based
have,
off-
you put the gloves on and you go into the...
the glove boxes,
yeah.
robotic arms, microphones.
And those are hard because no
yeah.
matter how much you try, and you can never pick up the right thing and you drop it. And
Oh yeah, adults and kids
Yeah.
have the same struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our new little motto for our Challenger Learning Center is pre-K to gray because
Oh, I like that.
everyone loves it the same way.
Everybody does. They
Yeah.
love it. And it gives you kind of a feel. And there aren't that many of the Challenger
No.
Learning Stations. I think it's about 20 in the country or so.
Yeah, we're the only one within a 50-mile radius.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we're really lucky.
So we have this, it's really a jewel in our area, and we don't really realize it. We think, oh, everybody must have this.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the planetarium.
Yeah. Yep, and we'll have our own special planetarium shows on the New Year's Eve event. Our new planetarium manager, he's fantastic, and he creates his
We'll
own
have to get him on the show then,
programming.
yeah.
His name's Chris, so he's been developing his own new programs for the planetarium, which are, you know, all for the season. It's actually called What's Up with the Seasons.
Well, you're using a Godo, right?
Yes,
You
a
still
Godo.
use- yeah, and there aren't many of those in there.
No, they're actually some of the best that you could get for a planetarium.
And what's amazing is when you go in there, if you say, well, what was the sky like when I was born?
Mm-hmm.
Or what will the sky be like when it's, 35, 25 or whatever, whatever. It will
Just plug it
actu-
in,
yeah,
and
and
the
it
ball
sho-
will move, and it'll show you. It's incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we can look at stars in different parts of the world too. So we like to show. We have our resident food scientist. She has a PhD in food science. She's from Mexico, so she asks Chris all the time to say, "Hey, can we look at the stars in Mexico?" So it's kind of one of those things that's really cool that we can share with everyone.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, we look at the sky and we think it's like this wherever we are, which
Yeah.
is not true.
Yeah.
But, we live in our own little world,
Right.
and don't realize the differences in the sky. And when you realize that, and we talk about the sky because I know Valerie's been on the show before, and she's with the Dudley.
Yeah.
I think they're located at Siena
Siena.
now. But we've talked about that, and when you think about how sailors over the eons used only the sky.
Yep, to navigate. It's incredible. Yeah, and we've come so far, but still, we can still do that. We can still use the stars to navigate. It's
Yeah.
really interesting. And I think that's one of the things that we can talk about on the New Year's Eve event too. But it's basically just winter themed. We're gonna do the science of winter. So it's kind of like a carnival. You get to come in, you get little tickets, and you can spend your tickets on all kinds of
On different
activities
things that you want to
and
do.
games
Yeah,
and
yeah.
crafts.
And the food innovation,
Insatiable.
insatiable innovation in cooking is still going to be up.
Yes.
So that's an amazing exhibit because and I've seen kids in there, they're just like,
Yeah.
what is that? Or
Yeah.
what, is
Yeah.
that kind of like,
It's really cool to hear kind of different people talk about it too, because you get some of the older generations coming through that say, oh, I had that oven. My mom had that oven when I was
Yeah,
growing
yeah.
up. And then they can kind of share with their children or their grandchildren that kind of unique experience. And then, the kids who say, what is that piece of equipment? And we kind of all laugh because that's something that older people might have used and they have no idea what
and
it
they
does.
used it every day, and
Yep.
and these kids are saying, "What is that?" One of the funniest pieces I saw on TV or on YouTube, I think it was, is that they asked these two teenagers, current teenagers, to use a rotary dial phone, and they had no clue,
Yeah.
and they're pushing the numbers rather than
instead of-
dialing
yep.
it, and they were doing it with the handset in the cradle,
Yeah.
not realizing that you needed to take that off. So, we talk about, I'm playing a record. It's like, what is a record?
Yeah.
It's like things that we've used over the years. As we get older, we're just used to that, and we may use those terms.
Right.
But a young person goes, what?
Yeah, we actually have a class. It's called Invention and Innovation, and it's actually we bring out all of those old things and just basically throw them on a table and have kids try to figure them
And now
out.
an 8-track cassette, of course, is like,
CD players. They don't even know that anymore. It's wild to see them try to figure all of
And
it
of
out.
course, just go down and talk to Chris Hunter. He's got a
Oh, I
whole
know.
pile of stuff down there.
Yeah.
I have to just say who's coming on next week. We have an additional guest coming on next week, which I was really excited about. They are with the Christmas Cantata, and they will be on and talking about that, which is a free event at the Palace Theater. Other guests that day will be Capital Community Voices. They'll be talking about their event. Community Loan Fund has a training program. Jan's will be talking about proctors and some of the old ads and things. And Mike Purcell will be on our stage. I love Mike Purcell. We're going to be doing some Christmas music, and Scheenctady Theater for Children will be on as well. So we got a big game,
exciting.
big show next week. So we want to, now, is there a charge for coming to this Winter Wonderland
Yep,
thingy?
so it's just regular admission, but with admission you get a string of tickets that you can use for all of the stuff going on. The Challenger missions do cost a little bit more, but
Yeah, well,
trust me,
it's an
worth
expensive
it.
program.
Yeah, it's expensive, but you get to go to space. so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how many times can you go to space?
know.
Yeah, right. Well, we've been talking right now to Lilius Mayer. Mayer, how do I pronounce that?
Lilius Meyer, yeah.
Meyer. And we're so happy to have her here. She's with the Director of School Programs at MySci. So bring the kids over, go yourself, but have a good time on New Year's Eve at MySci. Thanks.
Thank you.
It's always great to have you on the show. And you'll have to come back again.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. And we'll see you next week. Great show coming up.